It is 4 p.m. We're bringing developing news.
And the stories behind the headlines. This is Storycon. I'm Regina Lay.
I'm Ed Lingao. Some stories for watching this Monday, November 3. Typhoon Tino maintains strength as it moves westward over the Philippine Sea. It was last spotted 235 kilometers east-southeast of Guian, eastern Samar. The typhoon may make landfall over the vicinity of the southern portion of eastern Samar, Leyte, southern Leyte, or Dinagat Islands tonight or tomorrow. Tino reaching super typhoon category has not been ruled out. Pag-asa has raised signal number 4 over Dinagat Islands, Siargao, and Bukas Grande Islands. Meantime, signal number 3 is hoisted over parts of the Visayas and Mindanao. These include portions of Samar, Leyte, and Cebu, as well as the rest of Surigao del Norte. Several areas in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao are under signal number 2. Here now are the areas under signal number 1. Take a look at your screens.
The Philippines and Canada have signed a visiting forces agreement that will allow their troops to train and operate on each other's soil. The pact, which was signed by Defense Secretary Gibo Teodoro and Canadian Defense Minister David McGuinty, makes Canada the 5th country with such an agreement with Manila. The deal is expected to strengthen military cooperation and deter China's aggressive actions in the South China Sea. Still on foreign relations, the Philippines is joining the United States, Japan, and Australia in forming a new Indo-Pacific Defense Council to counter China's growing aggression. Defense Secretary Teodoro and his counterparts agreed in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, to establish the Indo-Pacific Chiefs of Defense Cooperation Council to strengthen joint readiness and deterrence. Next year's Balita exercises in the Philippines will also include troops from all 4 nations.
And Public Works Secretary Vince Dizon expresses confidence that around 60 people linked to anomalous flood control projects could be jailed before the end of the year. Dizon says the cases are clear, pointing out that some projects were fully paid for but never completed. The Public Works Chief also announced what he called the biggest reform in the agency, significant price cuts in construction materials for infrastructure projects. He says these reforms could yield an estimated 60 billion pesos in savings from the 2026 budget.
President Bongbong Marcos Jr. says he's not surprised by questions raised against the Independent Commission for Infrastructure, or ICI. He, however, remains confident about the ICI's legality, and Marcos stressed that the creation of the fact-finding body is on solid legal ground as it conducts investigations into the flood control anomalies.
The ICI is an entirely new entity that didn't exist before, that we are only now completely defining. So there will be questions as to its legality, its constitutionality, and somebody, I know that somebody will raise. I don't know about the others, but I was sure somebody would have an idea that maybe it's unconstitutional or that it's unlawful. We'll just have to answer those allegations, and we'll see how the Supreme Court decides. I'm very confident that we are on.
Meanwhile, the president says he's not worried about the massive anti-corruption protests scheduled for November 30, which is Bonifacio Day. Nevertheless, he raised some concerns over people who could cause trouble during the rally.
The reasons is the outrage for what we have been slowly or not so slowly discovering about some of these projects that were egregious in implementation and shameless in, I don't know what you want to call it, in dishonesty and abuse. So, of course they will, you know, of course that will be a cause for outrage. You know, those funds are supposed to go to people, to feed people, to make their lives better. And that all disappeared because they're buying airplanes and buying big mansions kung saan-saan. It's, you know, of course they'll be angry. Isipin mo, ang buhay nila ganyan, kami gutom. How can you be happy? The only concern I have when we have demonstrations for whatever reason is that there are agitators who will go and try to cause trouble. What demonstrator goes to a demonstration with Molotov cocktails that are not intending to cause trouble or to hurt people? Those are the people that we are worried about. And those are the people that we are watching out for. Galin na ninyo sa isip ninyo yan. Manggugulo kayo, wala namang mangyayari, may masasaktan lang. Nasasaktan pa yung mga kasama ninyo kuminsan. Yung mga pulis, wala namang kinalaman yung pulis.
And joining us in a bit, Storycon's resident political pundit or heckler, Tito Ron Llamas. He's on the way here. But from the Philippines are...
But from the Philippines are, of course, Editor-in-Chief, Ami Pamintuan.
Uy, mabulaklakin si
I
Ami.
am... Basta bumabagyo, di ba, makulay tayo.
Hindi ka lang makulay, mabulaklakin ka ngayon. Sorry, wala pa si Donald eh. Take his place.
Happy start of the week.
Happy, gloomy start to the week.
Yeah, it's very gloomy.
very-
Nabangan namin yun eh. Ang lakas daw nung Tino ha. Nag-evacuate na dun sa Visayas.
Yeah, we'll have some
Yeah.
we'll have some reporters in a while to tell us about Tino and where it's headed and where it is right now.
Ang
So we'll
medyo
have
worrisome
some
about Tino is there's still a potential that it could turn into a super typhoon.
So,
At
yeah.
this point, that has not been ruled out. In signal number 4 na tayo around the Dinagat
Yes.
Islands, Siargao, Bukas
Yan, no?
Grande Islands.
Ito siya, ayan o.
Oh yes, malaki-laki.
Oh.
This is medyo real time ng konti. This is windy.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
windy-
it's approaching Surigao. Actually, between Surigao and Leyte. So actually, wala pa siya doon sa... It hasn't made landfall.
Wala
At
pa
least
nga.
it's not made landfall yet.
Dito sa atin, ang lakas ng ulan dahil daw sa shear line. Metro Manila.
Kasi it's almost December.
Yeah.
The season of
Pero
Pero
shearing.
sobrang dilim eh.
Ay, nako.
Ewan ko dyan sa inyo ha,
Ami.
dilim-dilim dito.
Ami, he's making a joke. Hindi mo naman na-gets.
Wala rin sense of humor si Ami.
Tinitingnan ko kasi yung dilim dito.
I give you a...
Ang dilim-dilim.
I give you a polite smile na lang. Ganun na lang. Let's leave it at that. But oo nga.
Ayan
it's-
o, look oh.
Ayan, yan.
Oh.
Although this is recorded, this is not live.
Oo.
Oh.
So, may make landfall over the vicinity of, as we can see, of the southern portion of eastern Samar, Leyte, southern Leyte, or Dinagat Islands. Either tonight or tomorrow yan.
Basically, landfall bandang southern Visayas or northern Mindanao. Or north
Mukhang
eastern.
southern, closer to southern Visayas eh.
Yeah.
That's why signal number 4 na yun sa may Siargao, Surigao, Bukas Grande Islands, and so on.
This is let's look at the clouds kung gaano kakapal yung... rain muna. This is rain.
The amount of
Okay.
rainfall.
Yeah, yung pula, yan yung matinding ulan.
It's over Surigao City na. I don't know if they can zoom in as far as that. but
Let's zoom it in a bit.
it's over Surigao
Hindi na masyadong maganda
City.
yung kulay eh.
Red na
There.
red.
Yung pula,
na red
Surigao,
dyan.
malapit sa Maasin, sa Leyte yan. This I think is Dinagat. Dinagat, pulang-pula.
Yeah, correct.
That's the rainfall. Cloud cover is ayan, yung pula rin yung matindi yung cloud cover. Basically the same places na matindi yung rainfall.
Yeah, yung mga magbabakasyon sa Siargao ha, 38 flights canceled.
Mahal pa naman ng
Siargao pa lang
mahal pa ng
yun.
ticket
Siargao pa
Mahal
lang
naman
yun.
papuntang Siargao.
Yun na nga, kaya nga importante na na-cancel. Ewan ko kung paano gagawin dyan.
Yeah. So that's what you're looking at. As far as tracking the is concerned, let's look at the tracker over the next few days. Okay. Ilumid. Okay.
Yung video kanina, medyo malaki na yung baha na yun ah.
Today is Monday.
Ayan
The
o,
3rd of November.
look at the ano.
That was recorded earlier. Yeah.
Yes. Matindi na yan ha, o sobra na yan o. Parang may nag-overflow dyan na ano. O,
I
sobrang
wonder
lakas.
if meron
Yung mga
din-
kilala ko sa Visayas, nag-evacuate na yung mga kamag-anak nila daw eh. Oh.
I wonder
Kaya
if
ano, yan o.
meron ding mga ghost flood control projects sa areas
Book, can
na
you
to.
press Tuesday? Yan, Tuesday. Okay.
This is
it
Tuesday.
travels that way.
Westward.
Yeah. So it's projected to strike Iloilo
So mukhang
Palawan.
there will be
coming from here.
a lot of rains tomorrow in Metro Manila then.
Yeah.
Tatamaan din with the shear
That's
line.
Mindoro. And that one is Aklan. Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
there we go. Okay.
And that's
Okay.
Palawan.
Mindoro. Nandun yung mga yung mga ghost flood control project.
Talagang pinaalala mo pa eh.
Yung
Hindi
ano,
kasi
remember,
nakikita ko sa video, baha oh. Baha.
remember sa ano, one of the
Oh.
very first ones that was proven to be a
Yeah.
ghost flood control project was in
Nauhan.
Nauhan.
Oo.
Oriental
At dininay
Mindoro.
dito sa show natin.
Oo, na sabi ni former DPWH Secretary, what's his name?
Sino? Bunuan. Hindi naman daw totoo.
Manny Bonoan.
Nagkamali ng,
Hindi daw
ng,
totoo.
ng GPS coordinates.
Wrong place daw, wrong place.
Oo, nagkamali lang daw sila Senator Payne ng coordinates which he later
Oo.
also disproved na no, they were in the right place. Talagang walang flood
Yes.
control projects
Tama
there.
yung coordinate. And speaking of coordinates, gagamit daw ang DPWH ng satellite images ng Philippine Satellite Group natin para matrack kung ano yung mga ghost projects.
But alam mo, kung kayang puntahan ng tractor tsaka ng, ng may bagbag ng semento, kaya mong puntahan para ko ng picture ng cellphone eh.
Well, is that
Para ano,
Hindi mo
hindi
talaga
kasi pag
kailangan
satellite
satellite
image siya,
image eh.
pwede mong i-input yung di ba, yung coordinates para wala nang argumento na, hindi nyo naman ginagawa yan.
well,
Di ba?
I don't know if,
Ah.
are you referring to the Cheese Escudero bill, Ami? Or iba pa yun?
No, hindi. That's
Okay.
DPWH story.
Okay, so there's a new, because si Senator Cheese Escudero has filed a bill, Senate Bill 1461, otherwise known as the Infrastructure Appropriations Integrity Act, IAIA,
Infrastructure Integrity Act.
to prevent abuse and misuse of government funds. So they're going to institutionalize safeguards for all infrastructure projects using technology
Satellite.
like geotagging, station numbers, geodetic coordinates, and other tech-based methodologies that will allow anyone to locate any of these projects at any point in time.
Hindi, DPWH to. It signed a partnership with PhilSat
Yeah.
for the
Okay.
use of satellite imagery to spot ghost projects,
Okay.
ghost
The Philippine Space
infrastructure
Agency.
projects.
The space age, Phil-size space
Nagpirmahan
agency.
sila.
Okay. Well, that's good. Pero, yeah, my question about this new bill is, why are we only talking about this now? I mean, institutionalization of budget transparency and accountability safeguards for all infrastructure projects introduced in the national budget. I mean, I would have thought that was common sense, no?
Actually, may mga batas na tayo niyan.
Kaya nga that's, yeah. Hindi lang batas,
Diba?
but isn't that isn't that common sense when it comes to the budgeting process, the public budgeting process? The bill states that no government infrastructure project should be included in the national budget and implemented unless it has gone through a thorough feasibility study. What I can see here are potential bottlenecks. This might very well turn into red tape, wherein even legitimate projects are being asked to produce feasibility studies, which obviously
Feasibility. Mahal yun,
which cost a lot
Ang
to
mahal
make.
ng feasibility study.
And then that will in turn hold up yung projects, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean,
But the other choice kasi is to just make uwido. Sabi nga uwido parang maglay tayo dyan ng dike. Ganun lang. Sige, likat ng dike dyan.
Medyo detalyado yan Ito yung iyan sinasabi mo. full feasibility study and traceable yung project through geotagging
Geotagging,
before
yeah.
they can get funding. Before they can get funding, budget funding. Yan yung bill. Kaya titingnan natin. Sa bagay, pag-uusapan pa naman yan. Proposal pa lang.
It's a delicate thing to balance. On the one hand, we found out through the ICI's interim report, as Ed was saying, na supposedly, sina Engineer Henry Alcantara came up with a list of projects within 10 to 15 minutes to
parang,
use up the funds allegedly of Senator Jinggoy Estrada. May pera pa. Saan natin pwede lagay?
Ng project dali.
To maximize. On the one hand, yes. On the one end of the spectrum, there's that risk. On the other end, okay, if every single project, even the small ones, need to produce a feasibility study, saan tayo aabutin nito, right? Before you finish all the necessary infrastructure in the country. Not to mention, sino bang the winners in this equation would be the ones who are doing the feasibility studies.
Maybe it depends on what you mean by feasibility study. Kasi if you're looking at projects that cost beyond 20 million siguro, maybe it's also reasonable to expect some sort of
siguro may cut-off.
A study of some sort that was done already.
Dapat
Scientific,
yung big,
may scientific
yung
basis.
medium, yung medium to big ticket projects. Pero requirement naman talaga yun kung medium or big ticket projects.
That's what I'm thinking.
Talagang you need a feasibility study.
Isn't that already part of the process? Parang, are we introducing another bill, another potential law at this point that could, I don't know, be misinterpreted once again? But anyways, segue na natin to...
Our international man of mystery is now here.
Anong oras na?
Bakit?
Ay, ang pinagalitan ka ni principal.
Force majeure.
Dali, paliwanag ka rin.
Force majeure.
Force majeure.
Paliwanag ka.
Force
Oo
majeure.
nga, lakas ng ulan. Pagbigyan nyo na, lakas ng ulan talaga
Ano ulan? Wala ulan yung...
Hindi, umulan sa...
Dito,
Hindi mo
lakas
nakikita.
dito.
Yeah.
Konting ulan.
Malakas sa
Malakas.
Malakas siya. Naman, force majeure every day.
Ha?
Force majeure once a
Hindi
week
naman.
daw.
Minsan, ikaw yung naiiwan sa kuweba habang nandito kami.
Kakasumbatan na. Teka,
Touche.
wala ka nang dalang karambit yan, no?
But anyways,
Ganyan, baka may dalang karambit yan.
mag-react ka na.
Ano ba mahalagang pinag-uusapan?
SP, Senator Cheese Escudero filing Senate Bill 1461, otherwise known as the Infrastructure Appropriations Integrity Act. Basically institutionalizing
That's a mouthful.
Ganda pakinggan, di ba?
transparency and accountability in the government procurement process when it comes to infra projects. Ano masasabi mo doon?
Worst first, di ba?
Sabi ni Marshall McLuhan the medium is the message.
Which means?
Which means, baka
Mali yata
hindi
yung
bagay
endorser.
yung integrity na salita. Doon sa nag-file ng bill.
Is it?
Integrity yung nasa bill Baka magreklamo Philippine Star.
Mali yata yung endorser.
Kasi kasalanan pa ni Ami.
So,
Saka we don't have enough expertise for feasibility studies.
so
Kaya in
essence
fact,
ng
merong
bill?
mga agencies na
Correct.
nahihirapan sila
Correct.
na sa bidding lang hirap na sila.
And a
Dahil
lot of-
kulang tayo ng expertise for
So,
feasibility studies.
Exactly right. So a lot of them end up bringing outside consultants, foreign consultants,
Yes.
right? So that's why I'm saying, sino may kinabang nito? If every single project you have needs to go through a feasibility study, you need to tick that box before you proceed, right? And also, it will
Yes.
hold up all of these critical infrastructure projects.
Yan yung sinabi sa atin ng NGCP noon, di ba? Na nahihirapan nga na mag-prepare ng documents for bidding, for feasibilities. Kaya mababagal yung mga yung rollout ng mga projects.
Hindi PWH mabilis.
Hindi lang sa electrical supply yan.
Oh.
Sa iba-ibang klaseng infrastructure. Nahihirapan. Kulang tayo
Mabilis,
Kulang tayo
Ami.
ng expertise.
DPWH mabilis. Kaya ang bilis ng disbursement
Ayun na nga kinikwento niya.
Nakahanda na yung
Sinulat lang
saro.
na sinulat. Wala na saro-saro. Lista lang.
Wala pa yung need, meron ng funding.
Oo, kompleto
Oo
na.
nga, wala pa.
Hindi, wala ka. Yung 34 days, finish phase 1 completed na daw. Which one was that?
3 to 4 days yun.
Was it 3 to 4
Oo,
days?
hindi 34
Wala pa,
days.
wala pa yung feasibility study, tapos na yung proyekto.
Isang buwan.
Ang bilis.
O, di nakatipid kayo ka talaga. Di nakatipid sa
Talaga hindi
feasibility
na-appreciate
study.
yung efficiency.
Kayo talaga.
Efficiency tawag yan.
Oo.
Kaya nga yung District 1 ng DPWH sa Bulacan, na-awardan ng fastest in disbursement. 2 billion a
Kaya,
month.
ano nga, may award.
Okay,
May
kasi-
award sila.
Efficient.
Kasi mabilis gastusin sa casino eh.
Mabilis.
Oo, mabilis. Oo. Okay, pasok natin ang guest natin.
Okay,
As we reported
Ano
earlier,
dyan na, inintay kayo.
signal number 3 is now up over parts of eastern Visayas due to Typhoon Tino. For
Tino ba yun?
Tino.
Tino.
For the latest, we bring in pag-asa weather specialist Munir Baldomero. Mon, asan exactly
Buti ba?
ang Tino? At
Mon,
ay,
buti pa si Tino, matino eh.
Yes po. So, yes po, magandang hapon po.
Pasensya
At
na po
magandang,
kayo pag Lunes.
yes po.
Iba talaga pag Lunes eh.
Good afternoon pa.
Yes po, magandang hapon po at magandang hapon din po sa lahat ng ating taga-subaybay. So sa ngayon po, napanatili po ni Tino yung kanyang lakas habang kumikilos po pakanluran over West Philippine Seas as of 1 p.m. kanina. Yung kanyang sentro is namataan sa layong 235 kilometers east-southeast ng Giwan, Eastern Samar na may maximum sustained winds na 120 kilometers per hour at gustiness na umaabot ng 150 kilometers per hour. Kasalukuyan po itong kumikilos pakanluran sa bilis na 25 kilometers per hour. Sa ngayon po, tama nga po, may nakataas na po tayong wind signal number 4 dito sa may Dinagat Islands, Siargao at Bukas Island Grande, habang signal number 3 naman po dito sa may southern portion ng Eastern Samar, southern portion ng Samar Province, central and southern portion ng Leyte, southern Leyte, central portion ng Cebu, dito sa may Camotes Islands at eastern portion ng Bohol. Kasama pa rin po dito ang nalalabing bahagi po ng Surigao del Norte. Habang signal number 2 naman po ang nakataas dito sa may southern portion ng Masbate, central portion ng Eastern Samar, central portion ng Samar Province, nalalabing bahagi po ng Leyte, probinsya po ng Biliran, rest of Bohol, rest of Cebu, kasama po ang Bantayan Islands, northern and central portion ng Negros Oriental, Negros Occidental, Siquijor, Guimaras, Capiz, Iloilo, southern portion ng Aklan, southern portion ng Antique, northern portion ng Surigao del Sur, northern portion ng Agusan del Sur, northern portion ng Agusan del Norte, at Camiguin Island. Habang signal number 1 po ang nakataas sa Albay, Sorsogon, rest of Masbate, including Ticao and Burgas Island, southern portion ng Quezon Province, southern portion ng Marinduque, province of Romblon, central and southern portion of Oriental Mindoro, central and southern portion ng Occidental Mindoro, northern portion ng Palawan, including Calamian Islands, Cuyo Islands, at Cagayancillo Islands. Northern signal number 1 pa rin po sa Northern Samar, rest of Eastern Samar, rest of Samar Province, rest of Negros Oriental, rest of Aklan, rest of Antique, including Caluya Islands, rest of Surigao del Sur, central portion ng Agusan del Sur, rest of Agusan del Norte, Misamis Oriental, northern portion ng Bukidnon, northern portion ng Misamis Occidental, and northern portion ng Zamboanga del Norte. Sa ngayon po, maaari pong makaranas ng mga pag-ulan dahil po sa epekto ni Bagyong Tino, itong Eastern Samar, Southern Leyte, Leyte at Dinagat Islands kung saan maaari po sila makaranas ng more than 200 mm na pag-ulan, habang 100 to 200 mm naman na pag-ulan maaari pong maranasan dito sa may Surigao del Norte, Northern Samar, Sorsogon, Biliran, Samar Province, Cebu, Bohol, Camiguin at dito sa may Agusan del Norte. 50 to 100 mm naman po ang inaasahan sa Misamis Oriental, Surigao del Sur, Negros Occidental, Siquijor, Negros Oriental, Iloilo, Capiz, Aklan, Antique, Catanduanes, Romblon, Albay, Masbate, Palawan, Marinduque, Oriental Mindoro, Maguindanao del Norte, Maguindanao del Sur, Sultan Kudarat, Misamis Occidental, Zamboanga del Norte, Lanao del Norte, Agusan del Sur, Bukidnon, Sarangani, Lanao del Sur at Guimaras. Sa ngayon po nakataas pa rin po ang storm surge warning kung saan maaari pong makaranas ng wave height na more than 3.0 mm within the next 48 hours ang mga exposed coastal localities ng Masbate, Romblon, Oriental Mindoro, Occidental Mindoro, Palawan, buong Visayas, Dinagat Island, Surigao del Norte, Surigao del Sur, Agusan del Norte, Misamis Oriental at Camiguin. Habang nakataas din po ang gale warning dito sa may eastern seaboards ng Visayas at Mindanao, kasama pa rin po dito ang eastern at southern seaboards ng Southern Luzon. Sa ngayon po, gumagawa na po ng paraan ang ating mga otoridad na iwasan po na makapagpalaot ang ating mga kababayang mangingisda at may sasakyan pandagat, lalo na po sa ngayon dahil maaari po sila makaranas ng matataas na pag-alon dahil po sa epekto ni Bagyong Tino. Sa ngayon po, ang nakikita po sa track and intensive forecast nitong si Tino ay kikilos po ito pakanluran within the next 24 hours at yung mga initial landfall site po nito ay dito sa may southern portion ng Eastern Samar, Leyte, Southern Leyte at Dinagat Islands sa mamayang gabi at bukas ng umaga. At after landfall ay tatawid po ito ng Visayas at patungong Northern Palawan bago po lumabas ng ating kalupaan over West Philippine Sea by Wednesday afternoon. Sa ngayon po, nakikita po natin na lalabas po ito ng Philippine Area of Responsibility by Thursday morning. Sa ngayon po, mataas pa rin po yung chance na mag-rapid intensify itong bagyo within the next 24 hours. And after landfall ay maaari po itong maka-experience ng slight weakening dahil po sa topography nitong mga Visayas Islands at mapapanatili ni Tino yung kanyang category na typhoon throughout the passage over Visayas area. At yan po ang latest dito sa Pag-asa Weather Forecasting Center, Munir Baldomero.
Comprehensive si Sir Mon.
Mon, malakas pala yan, Mon, no? Pero hindi ba yan kakanan papuntang Metro Manila?
Sa ngayon po hindi na po.
NCR? At saka
Yes po.
lalakas pa ba yan? Paano
Sa
sa
ngayon po, hindi
Dinagat,
na-
signal number
Opo.
4 na, di ba?
Yes po. Sa ngayon po hindi na po natin siya nakikitaan ng possibility na lumakas pa po. So mamaintain niya na lang po yung typhoon category throughout yung pagdaan niya dito sa ating kalupaan, and also hindi na rin po siya nakikitaan na magbabago pa po yung track nito. So sa ngayon po ang possible track na dadaanan niya po itong Visayas, Northern Palawan hanggang makalabas po ng West Philippine Sea.
Okay.
Mon, yung red color code, ilang milliliters siya ng rainfall?
Yung
Yung
sa
red,
heavy,
yung pinakamalala.
yung sa ano po ba sa heavy rainfall po ba or
Kapag
itong sa
ganyang
weather
red,
advisory po?
ilang milliliters siya ng rainfall kapag
Yes
pula?
po. Yes po. Pag pula po, it means na more than 200 millimeters within 24 hours ang inaasahan na pag-ulan.
Sir,
Well,
kasi
kung sa heavy rainfall naman
a lot of
po,
people cannot relate to 200 millimeters. Parang ano yan? Katumbas ng anong bagyo yung 200 millimeters yan?
so far po sir,
Hindi kasi yun yung pinakamataas yung red
Opo. Opo.
Yun
So-
yung pinakamalala.
Yes po. So far po sa 200 more than 200 millimeters yung mga bagyo na dumaan po dito sa area like si Odette, si Yolanda po. Ganun po yung
Odette,
mga
ang lakas
pag-ulan po.
nun,
Yes po.
Okay. I think that's what's important to point out. Yung 200 millimeters,
Yeah.
medyo yung number kasi hindi masyado makarelate ng tao. Pero if you compare ito lang to, for example, previous storms, mas magigets ng tao yan eh.
Ang lakas ng Odette.
Yeah. Okay.
Saka yun top, yun yung worst nila yung red
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Thank you for your reporting, Pag-asa Weather Specialist Munir Baldomero.
Maraming
Salamat,
salamat.
sir.
Thank you po.
Salamat.
Comprehensive si sir. No? Para siyang bagyo eh.
Hindi kayo makasigat, no? Kala nyo, ha?
Nilagasa tayo.
Kala ko, AI.
Hindi kayo nakapagsalita, no?
Okay. I don't know if he... Narinig ba niya tayo?
Hindi, tumasagot siya eh. Tumasagot.
Malakas na nga ng boses ko.
Hindi, during his monologue.
Baka nakaganin yung phone habang... Hindi, minsan kasi iba tao ganun, ginaganon niya yung phone habang nagbabasa eh.
Okay.
Tapos saka ididikit ulit sa tenga pag nagkasalta na.
Okay. Well,
Komisado mo.
Sumisigaw na
Pwede
nga
kang
si-
pwede kang weather reporter, ha?
sumisigaw na nga si Ronald. Anyway, you're watching Storycon with One News. We just need to take a very quick break. Right after that, we're speaking to NBI Director Lito Magno. Please stay tuned for that.
This is the Story Conference Group or the Storycon Group. This is the Story Conference Group or the Storycon Group.
We've got developing news in the stories behind the headlines. Welcome back to Storycon, the Story Conference. I'm Edlin Gao.
I'm Regina Lay, still with us. Ami Pamituan of the Philippine Star and Ronald Llamas, our resident political pundit.
And as promised, we now have NBI Director Lito Magno. Sir, magandang hapon and welcome to Storycon.
Magandang
Magandang
hapon po.
hapon.
Magandang
Director.
hapon, sir.
Yeah,
Magandang
yeah.
hapon, ma'am. Magandang hapon po sa lahat ng tagapakinig at inyong televiewers. Maraming salamat po sa oras.
Sir, ang tanong talaga ng marami, asa si Gutesa?
Talagang go right.
Oh, sorry.
Get right in there, Ed.
Sundutin ko na.
Sa ngayon ho, ay wala ho talaga kami pang alam kung nasaan siya. No? At naging partisipasyon lang ho ng ating NBI ay nung inatasan ito ng ating Manila Trial Court para magsagawa ng isang examination.
Forensic.
Doon po sa
Examination.
sinasabing affidavit kung
Signature.
saan dininay ang signature ng abogadang nagnotaryo.
And you already found that the signature was falsified, di ba? That the NBI was the one that conducted that investigation.
Meron na po tayong result doon sa question document examination kung saan nga po binanggit na ito ay isang forge o isang forgery.
Bago ka tanungin ni Ed, Director, sa trabaho nyo, ang tanong ng mga tao ay, sino ba si Director Lito Magno? Dahil yung predecessor nyo, si Santiago, kilala siya nung pulis pa lang siya. No? Sa inyo, wala masyado nakakilala. Kaya siguro kaunting kwento, paano kayo napasok sa NBI, kailan, ano ba yung highlights ng inyong career, no? Bilang NBI? No?
No? Nag-umpisa ako dito sa NBI, no? Right after graduate ako sa UST, sa kursong philosophy at
Philosophy.
isa ring working student ng UST under
Hindi si
the
Amin ito.
Working Scholarship Program. At mula dito po ay pumasok ako sa NBI bilang isang project worker. Kung saan ang una kong naging trabaho ay yung record checker o yung nag-check ng mga pangalan sa NBI clearance. Pagkatapos po nito ay pumasok si Director Lim. At taong 1991 ay nagkaroon po ng special investigator. Kung saan ito po yung kasama rin ng mga ahente, kaya lang ay hindi po sila abogado at CPA. Kasi nung araw ho, ang agent ay kailangan CPA at abogado. So nung naging special investigator ho tayo, pinili nating ma-assign sa probinsya para makapag-aral ng abogasya. At dito naman ho ay pinalad tayo na naging abogado nung ako ay nakatapos sa University of San Carlos sa Cebu. At mula doon ay kung saan-saan na ho tayo naging na-assign. Halos buong Pilipinas na ikot ko na ho. At yung hanggang sa 5 regions na ho ang hinawakan ko mula 2010 hanggang 2022 ng sa pagiging regional director.
Nung dati pa nga na kausap kita sa Mindanao dahil may na-ambush na congressman noon sa Iligan
Yes,
City.
sir.
Natawagan kita noon tungkol dyan. Ikaw yata ang regional director noon.
Nasa Cagayan, Northeastern Mindanao Regional Office.
So,
Mga panahon na yun.
in all, you've been with the NBI 30 plus years.
Mga 33 years na ho
33 years na.
sa NBI at nadaanan ko naman ho ang halos lahat ng rango. Wala ho tayong tinalunan at marami na rin ng pagsubok na dinaanan, marami na rin kasong sinagot at nalusutan naman natin at napatunayan na wala naman tayong mga kasalanan doon sa mga kasong isinampa laban din sa akin na may kaugnayan sa ating mga trabaho.
Okay. Balik tayo
Director,
sa ano.
lumabas siyang mga yan, just to get it out of just to get it out of the way, ano? Yung kaso na yon kasi pag upo nyo saka naglabasan yun, yung mga video na yon na natanggal daw kayo actually dati sa trabaho, tapos may lumabas pa nga na nililink pa nga kayo dun sa yung sexy show ng NBI. Just to get it out of the way, ano po yung side nyo doon?
Totoo po yun na ako po ay nasampahan ng mga kaso sa Ombudsman na taong 2002. No? Ito ho ay patungkol sa isang legitimate operation na nagkaroon lang ng hindi magandang resulta kung saan may mga nasaktan at natamaan ng bala. No? Pero lahat po ito ay natapos na, umabot po sa yung administratibo, natapos na rin ho ito. Yung pong kasong kriminal, natapos na rin po. At yung iba ko pong kasamahan dito ay na-dismiss naman po sa trabaho sa NBI. Dahil gawa po during this particular operation ay iba-iba naman ho yung role namin. Doon naman po sa nabanggit nyo, yung pong nagkaroon ng issue tungkol doon sa mga allegedly may mga nagsayaw sa isang pagtitipon ng
Sexy
NBI.
dancer.
Anong taon to?
Mga sexy
Yung
dance.
sexy dancer, oo.
Nung nagkaroon na rin po ito ng investigasyon at kami naman po ay pinagsabihan na a repetition of the same thing will be dealt mas severe naman po. Kasi hindi lang ho kasi maganda yung pagkakakuha kasi doon sa picture na lumabas ay para ho silang manipis
Sexy
ang mga
dancer.
suot. Pero sa angulo lang ho ito ng camera at yun naman ho kasing kanilang ay mga TV TV
Mga TV host,
TV
Dancers.
talents na nadala lang doon at nagbigay naman ng kasayahan doon sa pagtitipon na yon. Pero na-admonish na po kami doon.
So at the moment, wala po kayong pending na kaso?
Wala na po. Wala po akong pending na kaso
Okay.
sa Sandigan Bayan, sa Ombudsman at sa anumang pong
Okay.
court ngayon.
Hindi naman kasama si Ronald nung mag-show doon. Walang
Sexy
kinalaman to.
dancer, oo. Kasama si Ronald doon.
mga star talent siya tayo.
Sige na,
Sir, going back to yung sa Gutesa affidavit, ang findings nga ninyo, falsified yung signature ng abogado. Si attorney, I forget the name, but anyway.
Espera.
Espera.
Petty
So
Espera.
it is not her signature. And I think that I think a lot of people would not be surprised with that. But at the same time, we also all know the practice of a lot of notary publics na hindi talaga sila yung pumipirma.
Hindi sila
Napapirma sa
pumipirma.
How
Secretary.
different is that from what is usually done by a lot of notary publics na hindi sila yung pumipirma, yung secretary nilang pumipirma sa kanila?
Hindi ko masagot yun dahil wala akong personal knowledge doon sa mga ibang pumipirma na katulad ng nabanggit na ipinipirma lang sila,
naman,
ininuntahan
binuking mo
lang
lahat
sila.
ng notaries.
Pero in this particular case ho kasi may mandato na imbestigahan o isubmit itong dokumento na to sa isang pagsusuri. At doon nga ho, sa pagsusuri na yun ay lumabas. No? Siguro doon sa binabanggit nyo, kung meron man magre-reklamo ay nakahanda rin naman ang ating tanggapan na
Kasama ba sa
suriin
inyong
to.
forensic test, Director, na yung secretary halimbawa ng abogado na notary public ay na-check din
Na-imbestiga,
ang kanyang
oo.
signature?
Or may CCTV ba kung saan makikita na pumunta nga o hindi yung
Si
si Gutesa
Gutesa.
doon sa opisinang yun?
Maliban sa signature itself.
Doon po kasi doon sa dokumentong ipinadala sa atin sa specimen, ay specimen ito ng
Signature lang.
signature lamang ng ni Attorney Pechi kung saan siya ang nagnotaryo. No? Pero wala ko ibang specimen signature na sinabit.
Pero hindi niyo po naisipan to go to the actual office to check may CCTV ba, may eyewitness ba, to corroborate whether or not Orly Gutesa went there?
Chinek po yan immediately after nung but hindi po at that time nung lumabas si Orly Gutesa ay pinuntahan natin yung kanyang opisina. Unfortunately, wala yung mga tao, walang naimbestigahan doon. No? I think sinabpi na sila doon sa particular incident na yon. I have to see yet the report nung status po o nung ginawa nila.
So hindi clear po, in other words, hindi clear kung may comprehensive investigation as to whether or not Gutesa himself went to that particular office.
Sa ngayon
hindi
po,
na-establish.
hindi pa na-establish yun.
Kasi ang testimony niya, he went there, di ba? Siya mismo.
Correct.
Yun ang sabi niya sa testimony niya.
Pero pinaka-importante
But,
ay makita mismo si Gutesa soon.
That's of
Na
course,
nagpunta daw siya doon siya daw mismo.
Para siya na mismo ang
But
magsalita.
anyway, attorney, kung sakasakali, ano pa yung magiging ibang role ngayon ng NBI? Kasi I understand, tinatap din kayo ni Ombudsman dahil medyo kulang yung nila, no? Saka dati niyang under ang NBI nung DOJ siya. Ano pa yung magiging role ng NBI in the investigation of the flood control scandal? Halimbawa, vis-a-vis with the ICI, ano yung cooperation ninyo?
Yeah.
Actually, ma'am, ang NBI po ngayon ay part ng public
Works,
bidding,
ano?
public works and rig
Yes.
bidding corruption task force ng DOJ. Kung saan po ang malaking investigasyon na gumaganap dito ay ang ating mga operatiba Ako rin po ay isa dito sa lead investigator. Kung kaya prior pa po dito sa pagkaka-designate ko as officer in charge, ay meron na po tayong mga nasampahan ng kaso na naibigay natin sa DOJ at sa Ombudsman. Katulong din po tayo ng ICI dahil nakikipag-ugnayan po tayo sa kanila, lalong-lalo na rin po sa DPWH dahil humihingi po kami ng mga dokumento at ng iba't iba pang testimonya sa tanggapan ng DPWH. At sila naman po ay talagang binibigay lahat ng suporta sa amin.
So to be clear, may nasampahan na po kayong kaso or nag-file pala ng information?
Nag-file na po tayo ng
Information.
case sa DOJ.
So,
Wala pa pong information. Kasi yung information, yung resolution na...
Anong kaso po ito?
Pinail po natin yung mga public corruption, malversation, bribery. Karamihan po ng nasampahan natin ay itong mga...
Ito yung initial list that the DOJ provided or yung ICI kasi may dalawang listahan eh.
Sa amin po, ang naisampahan namin ng mga kaso ay yung mga taga-DPWH.
mga engineers.
Yung initial list of DPWH engineers.
Yes.
Okay. May kasama din contractors dun sa listahan na yun, correct?
Kasama po yung ibang ginamit na contractor at yung pong mga part ng
contractors.
Bids and Awards Committee.
Okay. Sir,
Karamihan po ito ay mga ghost projects lamang.
Yes, sir. Sir, I don't mean to go through the fine print. Pero kasi pag sabi natin nasampahan ng kaso, ibig sabihin nun eh sinampan na yung kaso doon sa korte.
prosecutor's office.
So wala pa doon sa level na yun.
Wala
doon pa lang tayo sa internal ng DOJ.
Yes, sir. Nasa prosecution level pa lang.
Prosecutorial level pa lang.
They are evaluating the cases that we filed.
Ay, asal kasi ang inintay ng mga tao yung pagsasampa mismo ng criminal case eh. So wala pa tayo doon.
Wala pa po sa court.
Meron ba kayong timeline,
Oo nga eh.
Director,
I was
kung
gonna ask
kailan
the same
mangyayari
thing.
yan? Siyempre, yung mga tao medyo
Gigil.
hinihintay.
Sa
Medyo impatient.
pagkakaalam ko po ay umuusad na to sa prosecution level, no, kung saan pinadala na rin po sila ng chance ang sumagot dito sa mga aligasyon laban sa kanila.
But as far as the NBI is concerned, kailan kaya kayo officially file the first case? I understand as well, bago lang po kayo. But in your mind, what is the timeline looking at?
Nakapag-file na po kami ng mga cases before the prosecutors.
With the DOJ.
With the DOJ.
Sila na
Yung
po
DOJ mo ka-file.
DOJ na magka-file.
later on pa magsasampa
sa fiscal.
sa court.
Sir, if I may, mostly these are engineers and contractors. I think what most people are waiting for is whether or not there will be a big fish as far as, for example, congressmen, senators, or anybody na hindi kag lang ng wheel. Somebody higher up, mga politiko. Meron bang na-recommend o nasampahan ng information?
Yung pong
along those
mga
lines?
nauna naming ipinail ay wala pa pong nabanggit. Pero dito po sa mga susunod ay malamang meron na po.
Could you give us an idea?
I cannot just give the...
No names
I
yet.
don't want to preempt the...
I understand, sir. Pero at the very least, anong nature ng trabaho ng mga to na nakikita yung sasampahan ng kaso? Kahit wala pang pangalan, I understand that. Pero anong level?
Katulad
Congressman,
din po
senator,
ng,
legislators?
nabanggit nila, ito ay mga elected officials.
And
Politiko.
yung charges would be
Yan,
the same as
tanungin mo
the
na kasi,
first batch.
politiko.
Meron. Opo.
Yung charges that you will file are the same as the first batch, which is malversation based on falsification of documents, corruption.
Sa
Pareho
corruption
lang
po,
po. Okay.
Which is non-bailable. Kung malversation with falsification.
Doon sa kung
Oo.
aabot po doon sa threshold at papasok lahat ng elemento, magiging non-bailable offense po ito.
Ami,
Apart from the flood control, Director, ano yung mga priority cases ng NBI ngayon? Ano pa, yung mga hinahabol nyo ngayon?
Sa mandato po kasi ng NBI, ma'am, meron tayong mga primary cases na ito yung mga tinututukan natin. Ano dito po yung human trafficking, yung mga cybercrime cases, yung pong violence against women, at yung mga matataas na uri ng kaso kung saan ang penalty po o yung are non-bailable offenses. Mga syndicated crimes.
Yung
Kasama ba kayo
ano,
dun sa Bungero investigation?
Yung sa
Director?
Buero,
Nung Nung huli pong banda, yung PNP na po ang tumutok dito. Ang NBI naman po ay ready na tumulong pagdating po sa mga DNA examinations, sa mga forensics natin.
Pero you're also involved in the Alice Guo case, no?
Opo.
Asan na po yun? What is the status of that?
May mga kaso nakapending na sa court, no? Dinidinig na rin to. At si Alice Go naman ay nasa custody pa rin.
Pero tapos na po yung investigation.
Na-file na po natin. May mga ongoing investigation pa rin po. Ito naman po yung mga kahanay, no? Tulad nung sa money laundering, sa falsification pa ng ibang mga kasamahan niya. Kasi we should remember na hindi lang naman siya yung involved dito. It's a family na sinabi nila na sila ay dito pinanganak at may pamilya sila dito.
Si Harry Roque ba kasama sa iniimbestigahan ng NBI?
In relation
for
to
human
the
trafficking?
POGOs or ano?
Paano sabi ng PAOK ay kakasuhan daw ng human trafficking? So, may ganun ba? Kasama ba sa satellite nyo yan?
I will check on the
Status.
because when I left the investigation, alam ko papunta rin doon yung investigation.
Sir, balayan ka lang yung yung sabi niyo na sa second round ng mga i-file ninyong cases, kasama ng mga elected officials. Alam ko po, you don't want to give names yet. Understandable yon because you don't want to preempt. But can you give us an idea? Hindi ganyan. Kaya idea lang, mga ilan kaya ito na elected officials, tsaka anong timetable ninyo sa pagsasampa?
Dito sa elected officials, depende ho kasi doon sa nakukuha naming ebidensya pa laban sa kanila. Maraming binabanggit pero bine-verify ho natin at pinipilit nating humanap ng tamang ebidensya.
Yung ballpark, halimbawa itong nilabas ng ICI, 3 senador, no, 2 o 3 congressmen, no? Yung ganun ba? Yun.
May pangalan
kasama
sila.
ba yun? Yun, may pangalan talaga yun. No? Kasama ba yan dito sa inyong trajectory? No?
Dito sa naisampanan ng ICI,
yeah.
maaring doon sa iba pang kaso ay lumulutang din ho yung pangalan nila. But until now, hinahanap pa namin yung pinaka-direktang sa kanila on our part.
Direct
on
links.
our part. Kasi
Smoking gun.
inaano pa natin yung magiging investigasyon natin sa pag-trace ng mga deposito o yung AMLA dito, no? Hindi naman ho basta-basta nakukuha yan. So, kailangan pa.
So, Director, ano magiging difference halimbawa between Ombudsman, NBI, DOJ, ICI? Paano minsan nalilito yung mga tao? Ano ba yung division of labor? Nasaan na ba? Yung ganun ba?
Ang ginagawa po namin, no, kami po sa NBI, ay bawat kontrata na allegedly goes, ay sinasangguni namin dito sa ICI na ito na yung aming mga iniimbestigang kaso para hindi ho madoble. Yung mga personalities involved ay nagbibigay din po kami sa kanila ng status. Ganon din po sa DPWH. At sa ombudsman naman po ay pagka naisampa na yung kaso.
So, hindi yung ICI nagsasabi sa inyo na, kailangan namin ng case build-up dito, kailangan namin ng forensic dito. Kundi, motu proprio, on your own, ginagawa nyo na yon.
Yes, sir.
Tapos sasabihan nyo na lang yung ICI na, ito na yung ginagawa namin, huwag nyo nang gawin.
Yes, sir.
Parang ganun yung...
Parang ganun ho yung nagiging kalakaran para hindi magdoble-doble yung trabaho natin. At the same time, ang ICI din naman po, kung may gusto silang pa-case build-up, ay binabato din ho sa atin at tumutulong din tayo.
Sir, pasensya na. I don't think you answered Ed's second question. Ano po yung timetable natin when it comes to the second batch of cases?
Baka ako next week ipapile namin to.
Okay.
As soon as next week? Okay. So, kaya na. You have enough evidence on your hands?
Meron na ho kaming nakahandang mga dokumento para ma-file siya next week.
Anong day next week, sir?
May mga kongresista ba dyan? Didiretsuhin ko na.
Parang we can go and go for it, di ba?
Yeah. Direktor,
Siguro,
may mga kongresista ba
kasi
dyan
may
sa papailan nyo?
Last week, mayroon tayong na-file na 6. No? So,
Next week, how many?
Next week, baka ho may incoming na 3 o 4 pa.
Okay. 3 or 4 people or 3 or 4 cases?
Cases, ho.
Cases.
Kasi ang pagpapile ho
Kongresista ba
namin is
yan?
by contract. By project contracts.
Oo.
So, kumbaga, by ghost project, sorry.
Okay.
Si Ami yata may tanong. Ami? Sorry.
Kongresista ba yan, Director?
Yun.
Didiretsuhin
Kongresista
ko
ho
na,
ba?
may kasama ba kayong papailan na
Yung 3 or
kongresista?
4.
Yung 3 or 4. Are you looking at congressmen, senators, or...
May mga kasama hong
Kasi ang binabanggit ng lahat,
Tsaka, parang may proponent na ano.
So,
may kasama pong kongresista.
so may congressman, Ami.
Oo, hindi kasi binanggit sa amin, no, 67 eh. Malinaw na malinaw yung number na binabanggit lagi. 67 members of the House. At saka merong indefinite number of senators. So, may kasamang congressman.
Elected officials daw.
Okay. Sorry, we're running out of time. But last question na, sir. Si former NBI Director Jimmy Santiago, when he resigned, told us that napolitika siya inside. He said there were detractors inside who wanted his job. He said nagkaroon ng black propaganda against him. Hindi na niya makayanan, so he decided to step down. Innocent siya. What do you know about this?
Yung po kasing binanggit niya na yun ay hindi naman namin alam dahil siya lang ang nagsabi po noon. No? Pinaimbestigahan niya ho. Iniintay naman siguro namin kung mayroong resulta yung investigasyon niya.
So wala po kayong alam in terms of what he's talking about? It sounded like he was, how did he describe it? There's a political orchestration against him. You don't know anything about it?
Sa tingin ko naman ho, ang NBI isang professional na institution. So, kung may naramdaman siyang ganon, ay siya lang siguro mamang makakasagot.
Yun na nga eh, we were pressing on him to tell us sino, pero of course he doesn't want to talk. So, kayo naman sir, wala kayong nararamdaman?
We supported him at binigay naman ho namin lahat ng tulong namin sa kanya.
So wala namang bad blood between you and him?
Wala naman, sir.
Were you surprised when you were called for this job?
Ngayon mo.
Oh, itong
director.
role na to, nung
appoint
in-appoint
ka.
as director. Nagulat po ba kayo?
Well, siguro ang tamang term ay nagpapasalamat po ako sa binigay na pagtitiwala. Handa naman po, kahit sino po sa amin, handa lahat yan na tumugon sa tawag ng tungkulin.
I'm sure you are, but were you surprised?
Na-surprise din, siyempre.
Pero
Very
kayo
interesting.
yata yung second highest?
Hindi pa.
Ano ba yung succession dyan?
Meron pa pong 2 deputy directors at merong 7 assistant directors. I am one of the assistant directors.
Okay.
Sir, huling tanong, kamusta si Michelle Llamas nung siya'y nung kanyang kabataan? Anong natatanda mo sa kanya?
Alam ko, idolo lang ho siya ng mga estudyante nun.
Babae, lalaki?
Wow!
Does it matter?
Wala nang ganyan. Wala nang ganyan. No? Sa FBI mo na pa-investigahan yan. Wag sa NBI.
Okay. We are over time again, but so we will leave that there. Thank you so much for talking to us. NBI Director, OIC, no? Mr. Lito Magno.
Thank you po.
Thank you, sir.
That's
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for joining Storycon today. I'm Min Pamituan, Editor-in-Chief of the Philippine Star, and Ronald Llamas, a resident political pundit. Join us again tomorrow, 4 p.m. for Storycon. I'm Regina Lay.
I'm Ed Lingao, kapatid. We are one news, all sides, all the time.
This is the Story Conference Group or the Storycon Group.